Hi everyone, welcome to DIY Ideas. Today I'll be showing you how to make your own really cool baggie. So I meant to make this one for makeup, but you can of course use it for pencils and school stuff. You can even take it to the beach and put the stuff you don't want water on in here. So in my case I'm using a fabric that has kind of a wax over it, so it's waterproof. And I'm also doing a double layer, so that's even more protection. So feel free to use it for pretty much anything you want. So it's really cool for something you can use in the summer, yeah, for whatever you like. And this is a lot cheaper than if you buy it in the store. It's also customizable and super nifty to have. So stay tuned for instructions. First, you need something to measure with. A zipper. I have 20 centimeters in my case. Then you need your zipper foot for your sewing machine, some thread, and your fabric scissors. The fabric that we will use is waterproof. So, sorry, it's in fact not a waxed fabric, but it's kind of a synthetic piece of fabric that is waterproof, but you can use whatever you want. So I want to use this for the beach so you don't get sand or water in your wallet, your keys, your cell phone, and similar stuff. So if you're looking for something similar, then in that case feel free to use something waterproof. If not, any fabric is allowed. I'm doing this with two kinds of fabric, so one is the outside and one is on the inside. So I'm doing the lovely parrots on the outside, and I will match those with an inside in this really lovely yellow. So the cutting is again oriented at the zipper, so as long as you want it, and you can do the size that fits you the best. Don't forget the little sections being taken away by sewing the edges, but apart from that, it's pretty much what you want. So I have 20 centimeters on my zipper, and I want that to match the size of my baggie, so I'll do 20 times 20 centimeter pieces of fabric. So I have two squares out of 20 times 20 centimeters, and for that I made two pieces so that my pattern is upright on both sides. If you have a pattern that doesn't have this issue, you can do one bigger piece like I did here in yellow. So you see I did this in 20 times 40 centimeters, and I saved myself a stitch on the one side. So let's move on. I'll show you the zipper and how we will do that. So take your zipper and turn it inside out, and align with the top side of your outside fabric. There we go, and do a stitch from one side to the other. So if you have a bit more experience and want to save time, you can do the inside fabric at the same time. So it's pretty side on pretty side again, and align with the zipper. So that way you do one stitch instead of two, but if you do this way, be careful that nothing slips so that your zipper stays in place and it doesn't kind of slip under the stitch. Sometimes I do it at the same time, sometimes separately, but I think it's easier if you do one side and see if it's good, and then you know if you made a mistake you can fix it. And when you do the one, then simply do the other as well separately. That way you are safer, although it does take a bit more time. So I'm changing my foot now. You see how different they are? So the zipper foot simply follows the line of the zipper, and this is why it is a bit narrower. So you can really push it as close as you can to the zipper, and that way your work is tremendously easier. Sometimes the zipper foot looks different. It looks like it's a half of the actual normal foot. So there are those as well. Those are actually just for one side. The one I have you can use from left and right. So that's why mine is a bit different. So yeah, you can do both sides, so the zipper from the right or from the left, depending on whether you are right-handed or left-handed and where you want your stuff in the sewing machine. I'll do it on the right side. Both sides are done, you see, and the one side is that way done. Now take the second outer fabric if you have 2 pieces, and then again comes the same step. You put the fabric onto the zipper, but again kind of inside out, and align it nicely. And now we again do a stitch. Again, you could do both the inner and outer fabric simultaneously, but you don't have to. It would look like this. So you can do this as 2 steps or as 1 step, but more carefully. Again, I'll do the one and then the second, simply because it prevents mistakes on either side. So the stitch goes here, and another important part before you do this section where this metal piece is, you pull it a bit to the middle to the section where you did your stitch already, because otherwise it might get a bit weird and form kind of a wave on the outside, because the needle cannot really get past it, so it does form a wavy piece. Yeah, because the foot cannot really ignore it completely. So a really simple and a really cool trick. So along the line, move the metal part of the zipper and continue. So after both sides are done, you get 2 outer parts and the inside part out of 1 piece. You can lose the zipper, and then it's easier to see what else you have to do. So these 2 stitches that we have here are, or we don't have, are missing. Here, this we will also connect, but before we move on, we need to open the zipper so you see kind of what it looks like. So the outside and the zipper section and the inside. You could do another stitch on the outside of the zipper here so that it is a bit straighter. So basically what you can do is kind of make an extra stitch to make it, I guess, a bit more flat. So if you wanted to do that, you would really repeat it, but on the other side, so along the zipper, as I said, on the outside. But this is optional, so you don't have to do it, but if you find it nicer, go ahead. So now open the zipper and then align the both halves like this. First, we are doing the bottom section, so simply do a stitch along the edge. Then the sides as well. It may get tricky because of the zipper, just make sure it's all nicely aligned and then you should be fine, especially the zipper part. Make sure it's the way it's supposed to be, so it shouldn't be slipping to the side or to the back or whatever. Make sure it's really nicely aligned here and then just go to the other corner. Same on the other side, and here also take care that it's all nicely aligned. And then this time leave a little opening on the side and then finish to the corner. And the opening is really important so that you can turn it inside out and get your actual bag. here is again my normal regular foot because I don't need my zipper foot anymore. As you can see, I connected all the corners. Now before we turn everything inside out, we need to cut off the excess fabric on the corners so that it doesn't look weird when we turn it inside out. Go as close as you can to the stitch without damaging it. Now let's turn it inside out and then we are pretty much done. So here we are, it's looking like it's supposed to be. Before I put it all together, I'll close up my opening that I used with a regular stitch on the sewing machine. It is a bit visible, but since it will be on the inside, it doesn't really matter. And even if you want it on the outside, it really doesn't look as bad, but you make sure you close that opening. So I closed the opening, turned inside out, and this is what our baggie looks like now. The zipper works perfectly, the corners are nice and neat. You see how nice this looks. So yeah, it's perfect for the beach, for anything you want to save from the sand or the water in case you go swimming. It's also great for traveling as well. You can put makeup inside, you can put school stuff inside, even if you want some sewing equipment, maybe if you're doing projects like these. So it's really up to you what you want to use it for, the size as well as customizable. So optional stuff is to put a band here to hang it up somewhere, or maybe a pom-pom or something to decorate the zipper itself. That's completely up to you, but apart from that, this is the basis of the project and all you need to know for it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to let me know in the comment section what you think, especially if you're a beginner. Let me know how difficult this was for you and how successful you were. Apart from that, you can always subscribe to our channel and that way stay updated with everything new that we post, as well as check out some older videos that we already posted if you're looking for some extra inspiration. So thanks for watching DIY Ideas. I'll see you next time. Until then, have a wonderful day. Bye!